Hey everyone, it's Desy Cheng, and the guys over from Maono have sent me over these wireless mics to review. Everything I'm going to be telling you about is going to be based on my honest opinion. So right now I'm using the audio from one of these transmitters, and this is what it sounds like. It's a little bit windy right now, but they did supply these little wind screens, and so let's do a quick test with the wind covers on. Okay, so I just attached the windscreen on, and yeah, this is what it sounds like with it on. I'm not sure if it made too much of a difference or not. One thing to note though was putting the windscreen on and off was not as simple as it was. Just required, you had to kind of put it into place and then you had to kind of click it. So it wasn't like the easiest. I mean, I feel like they could have improved in some sort of way for that. But yeah, and now let's test like kind of the range of motion. I know like, sometimes when you talk away to the right side or the left side, it really kind of just sounds a little bit different. And right now we're just testing kind of like the variance to see how it sounds like if I'm like, talking away or anything like that. One thing I really like about this Maono device is that it actually comes with a lavalier mic. And so you can actually, it has an input, so you can actually plug it in here and you can kind of run the wire up your shirt. And that just kind of gives it a much more minimalistic look. So you don't have this one big chunky device hanging off your shirt. So yeah, so this is what it sounds like with the lavalier mic. I'm gonna talk to my left and I'm gonna talk to my right, up and down. So yeah, and this is the lavalier mic. So now we're going to do a quick range test to see how far I can use these mics. They state that you can go about 100 meters or about 350-ish feet. I'm not going to go that far, but yeah, let's just kind of see how far I can go right here. So right here, I'm about 25 feet away from the camera. And now I'm approximately 100 feet away from the camera. And now, yeah, so I probably would never shoot at this far of a distance. But yeah, I just want to kind of show you that I can shoot and record audio about 100 feet away from the camera. So when you do purchase it, it comes with this case, which has got some decent weight to it, and also a bunch of random accessories and cables and cords and things like that, which I'll get into a little bit later on in the video. Yeah, so there's a USB single charge port right there. When you kind of open it up, there's some red indicator lights that will kind of show you if it's charging or not. Right now it's not charging, so it's not on. When you close it up, it does have these indicator lights right here to show you if it's full or lower on battery or anything like that. Now the one thing I have to say though that I feel like they could improve upon is just the overall size of this case. Now when I compare this versus the Comica case, so look how much smaller it is compared, and in terms of the actual units themselves, they're actually relatively comparable. The Comica might be a little bit smaller, but I feel like they could have definitely made this case a lot smaller. So now let's talk about the units themselves. So when you kind of open it up, this is the transmitter. I'll move this aside. And with this transmitter right here, on this one side you have volume controls, you have the power button. This is the clip that you can kind of clip onto anything, or you can slide it into the hot shoe of your camera. This is the charging port. This is the output. So this is where you would connect your cable to your phone or your camera. And you can also monitor the audio by plugging your headphones in there. So to turn it on, all you do is you just turn it on, just press and hold this. 1, 2, 3. And now the display turns on. Loading, loading, loading. And there it is. Now, nothing's coming up because I don't have one of the transmitters up yet, but let's turn on one of the transmitters. One thing to note is that when you do take this thing out, it doesn't turn on by itself, so you do have to manually turn each one on. So yeah, you just kind of press and hold. There. And once you kind of see that green light appear, now it's coming, and you can see the audio levels going, which is great. And right now it's kind of in stereo mode, and if you want to switch it to mono mode, you just kind of press that one button right there, and as you can tell, once I click it once, and now the track right now, it's kind of turned to just like the one single track. And if you use the other transmitter, then that'll be your secondary track right there. So yeah, so that's kind of like what this device looks like. It's fairly small, lightweight, and compact. And the one thing I have to let you know about is this screen. Even though we can see it right now, but if you are outside in daylight, you can barely see it. So that is one thing that I feel like could be massively improved upon. You need to they need to really increase the brightness of the screen. Like when I was outside in daylight, I could literally barely see the screen. I had to cover it with my hand, and even with me covering my hand, I could barely see any of the levels or anything that was on the screen or on the display. So yeah. Okay, so now let's quickly talk about the accessories that it comes with. So it does come with 2 windscreens for the 2 different mics. It also comes with 2 lavalier mics, which is great because a lot of the other wireless mics I've reviewed don't come with this. So that's a big plus. It comes with 2 different audio cables, one for your phone and the other one for your camera. And finally, it just comes with a USB charging cable. Regarding my final thoughts of this mic, I really like how, you know, when you're wearing it and when you have it onto the camera, it's fairly compact, and I really like the option that you can put your lavalier mic on it, and it actually includes a lavalier mic. Those are really great things about this. In terms of all the audio quality, it's not the best, but it's definitely not the worst, and I feel like if you're looking for a budget microphone, this one's pretty good. Anyways, guys, if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see me do more of these, please like and subscribe, and definitely don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Desy31.